You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hi, General Hospital fans. We have strange things going on with Josslyn Jacks and Jack Brennan, her mom's new boyfriend. And I have to wonder if he is trying to recruit Carly's daughter or exactly what he's up to with Joss. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. And if you're not following us, please click subscribe. Ever since Jack Brennan first came to town, back when Charles Mesure first debuted, he showed an immediate interest in Carly Spencer. And at one point, if you recall last year, Anna arrested Jack when he was apparently planning to kidnap Carly. He had the whole kidnapper's starter kit, duct tape, zip ties. I think he had chloroform, standard sketchy stuff when you're taking someone captive to put them in your windowless van. Since then, despite Jack being arrested with apparent plans to kidnap her, Carly has totally chilled out on him. At first, she was playing nice to get info from him. It started when Jack was at Pentonville and Carly would come see him in prison. She was hoping for info on now dead FBI agent John Cates, and she had been trying to use Brennan's attraction to her to help Jason and Sonny. And then, Brennan abruptly disappeared from Pentonville and was abruptly also expunged from their records. And clearly after that, they decided, okay, we're going to keep Charles Mesure around. We're going to put him on contract because they brought Jack Brennan back to Port Charles, made him the local WSB station chief. Since then, he's been getting increasingly flirty with Carly, followed her to Germany after he got Michael accepted into that experimental burn program there. And what's a little frustrating is we finally got that super hot kiss. We'd seen one before, but a really hot kiss between Carly and Brennan, and that, seemingly romantic fireside scene. And then they abruptly swapped actors to Chris McKenna. I do like McKenna, but most of us were pretty excited about Charles Mesure and his hot Aussie accent. But, McKenna was a good hire. So we'll see how it goes. No Aussie accent. I'm glad that he's not trying to do it, that he's just being himself. He's a cutie pie. So what I want to talk about is what game Brennan is playing with Josslyn. Before, he seemed strictly focused on Carly, but at the same time, he's been interested in Joss for a while, not in a predatory way, but in kind of a low-key way that hearing things he was saying this week has me looking back at those older scenes. So maybe it's her tie to her evil uncle that is intriguing Brennan. It's been a minute since we've seen him, but don't forget her uncle, uber villain Jerry Jacks, is crazy, and he does care about her because he made sure to inoculate Joss against the toxin that he was using to try to kill most of the people in Port Charles back in the day. He inoculated, I think, just her and Alexis. So definitely she's in a small audience of people that Jerry cares about. And then, her dad, Jax, his brother, Jerry, was locked up in Steinmauer prison where the WSB keeps their worst villains, but he escaped, I think like in 2019, something like that. So maybe he's the reason Jack is so interested in Josslyn. I just also have to wonder if Brennan is using Carly to carry out an agenda related to Josslyn, because it's very strange. And I am wondering, after thinking through all the things he has said and done, if for some reason Jack is trying to recruit Josslyn into the WSB. So this was the thought that cropped up this week after we saw the actor swap. New Jack was meeting with his sidekick Colette right after he got off the plane with Carly from Germany. And if you recall, Joss had gone to Brennan weeks back to ask for WSB satellite footage of Rice Plaza when Dex was stabbed. And he lied to Joss, and Brennan said the footage had already been purged, but he watched it and he confirmed that Cyrus was the one that stabbed him. And then, instead of just telling her or showing her, Jack gave Josslyn just enough information to send her on a trail to find out that Cyrus is the killer, but not in a direct line. It was kind of vague, talk to the witnesses, and that led her to Felicia and down this rabbit hole. And it seems like Jack wants to see if Josslyn can figure this out for herself, but why? I can't see Brennan giving a damn that her boyfriend Dex was stabbed and then died of a digitalis overdose. And I don't think he cares about Cyrus. I think Jack has got some bizarre interest in Josslyn. I don't think it's sexual. I don't think it's predatory. It seems calculating and strategic and tied clearly to the WSB. So when Jack met Colette outside Cyrus's secret cabin, she was telling him the bad guy is there a couple of times a week, sometimes has a bag with him, and they presume that's stuff that he doesn't want his parole officer to know about, like, several vials of digitalis, some syringes, maybe his evil manifesto written out, Colette wanted to go in the cabin and poke around, but Jack said no. He said, just keep tailing Cyrus. And I think he wants to keep Josslyn safe, or at least he wants to know if she is in trouble. And Jack said he's only interested in Cyrus as far as their special project goes. That was the words he used, special project. So is Josslyn the special project? Because Colette argued that getting intel on Cyrus could make sure the special project is not at risk. And again, sounds like they could be talking about Joss. And then Jack told Colette that some risk is necessary, and he clarified they're not trying to crack a murder case for the PCPD. So they don't seem to care about Dex. They don't seem to care about Cyrus. It's something about Josslyn. Jack wants to see if Joss can find Cyrus's cabin, and if she does make it to the killer's secret lair, Jack wants to observe what Josslyn does. That's what he told Colette. And I wonder if he's hoping that she'll just kill Cyrus in cold blood, and then he will, first of all, know what she's capable of, and second, knows he can make her a deal, like join the WSB and you won't go to prison for this. I mean, if Jack is targeting her for recruitment, I do think that would be kind of an interesting plot. Joss has kind of dropped the whole pre-med thing. She doesn't have a boyfriend. He's dead. She's working, shifts at Bobby's Diner, but she kind of seems to have lost her life focus now that she's looking into this murder obsessively. And Anna, of course, has been furious at Joss for butting into investigations. We know she can't stop herself. She's brash. She's bold. She's fearless about her personal safety. Plus, Jack knows that Joss grew up around danger with stepdad, mobster Sonny in the mix, and her mom's best friend, Jason, a mob enforcer who takes lives like most people take coffee breaks. So in a way, Joss might be a perfect recruit for the WSB because she's smart, she's beautiful, she's strong, and she is largely not shocked by violence and things that would scare other young women her age because of how she grew up. So I could actually see Josslyn being interested in being a WSB spy. It would play into her recklessness, her thirst to know things, her thirst to meddle and to feel involved and to be doing something important. I don't see her following orders or having a lot of respect for authority. And I do suspect Carly, Jason, Sonny, and others would freak if Joss decided to join the WSB. And Anna would be furious if she found out Jack was recruiting young women in Port Charles. Because remember, Anna warned Jack to stay away from Emma. But maybe he was only chatting with Emma because she was chatting with Josslyn, and Anna may have assumed that he was targeting the wrong young woman. And for that matter, Emma might not be a bad recruit because she's very much into vigilante justice, coloring outside the lines. When she thinks something needs done, she's willing to get it done. So for now, the special project that Jack mentions feels like it is Josslyn. And while I do think Brennan is attracted to Carly genuinely and enjoys her company, he might also be getting close to her so it doesn't look strange when he is spending time chatting with Joss. And, recruiting her might be one of his prime missions there in Port Charles. Wait to see how it goes, but the convos with Jack and Colette about Joss and Cyrus have me wondering if there is something way more devious at play.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.